So there's 4 of us in our family, and we've all been training from the beginning together. There's myself, Yvette, I'm 52, my husband Andy, he's 48, Charlie is 12 and Benjamin is 10. So that's been 5 years. We joined just as the pandemic struck. And so we'd only had 1 or 2 sessions in the academy, and then we were all training in the living room, which was tough to begin with, but you know, we got through it, and it's been great getting back in the academy and doing it properly. The boys had had just a very short experience of doing taekwondo. And I went and sat and watched, and then I kept thinking, I can't just sit and watch all this time. I need to get involved, you know. What a waste of my time it would be not to be doing it with them. So we decided as a family that that's what we were going to do. And it's been great, you know, keeping it together. Charlie is a slight bit ahead of us. Ben wasn't ready, and Andy and I had joined probably a week or so, or a term later, so that's why that happened. So before joining Excel, the boys had tried different sports. They loved it one week, they hated it the next week. So we tried various different angles. They are both very good on their gaming, and I wanted to have a physical activity, not just them sitting in the bedrooms with their Xbox or the VR. They need to have a balance, and that's why we wanted to do this. And also the fact that we can do it as a family. You know, we're all cycle belts now, which is amazing. Charlie, obviously, he's going for his pre-test this term, so he's just a little bit ahead of us, which he keeps reminding us of, obviously. So yeah, the physical activity and the fitness levels, it's not just about knowing your techniques, there's a lot of fitness involved as well, and I think that's really important for them, particularly when they're just sort of sat at home, you know, playing the games, occasionally walking the dog, but that's quite limited as well. I think if they didn't have this break and come out training, the moves would get worse, because they're always sort of chasing something. You know, the games have got this sort of high pressure. You know, you don't want to get shot, you don't want to get or get forced off a game or something. You don't want to get beaten all the time. And it gets quite, I find it gets quite stressful for them. Even though they're enjoying the game and they don't want to come off, you can hear by their tone of voice they're getting agitated. And that then, you know, impacts the family, particularly when, you know, you're asking them to come and get their tea time. And it's like, not yet, not yet. And they're so engrossed in it that it actually affects family life a lot. And so we have to have that balance. I would like to think they're proud of us and that we don't embarrass them on the mats. Charlie loves to try and work with me when we're on, because we can now actually go on the same classes for black belt prep, and he's desperate to probably give me a good hiding, but no, he's actually very, very supportive, because if I can't work out a combo, he'll do it for me and he'll help me, and so that's really, really nice. Yeah, and Andy's also very, very helpful, so if me and Ben need a helpful reminder about anything, then they'll step in. And I think it probably has given them a bit more confidence in school. Not that he's really had any trouble, but I think just knowing how to defend yourself or how you should react. Obviously, we're not saying you can go in all guns blazing and punch someone. You've got to look and think about how could you defend yourself without you getting into trouble. And that's quite a tricky topic, really. So, and I do think, you know, it will help them if they do get in a sticky situation, or if they're out of school and they come up against something, they've got something in the back of the mind that they could use. And it's the same for me, you know, I go out walking quite a lot, out with a dog, and you never know who you're going to bump into. And I always think, well, maybe I'll be all right. I think Andy's very good with routine, and he does struggle to fit it in. You know, he's very busy, he's all over the place with work, but it's something where he can actually let off steam, have a different focus, because the business is, we've got our own business, and it takes all his focus and his energy, and this is something where he can just park that and do something different. Do you know, I've made some really good friends here, and we laugh and we joke. I forget a lot of things. It is a bit of a standing joke, but it's just my age. And everyone sort of helps me out if I've just gone blank or whatever. Yeah, there's a really, really good crowd, and there's no sort of showmanship or snobbery or whatever with your belts. It's just a case of you all come together, you're learning, you know, your combinations, you're learning your self-defences, and there's just a really good atmosphere. There's no sort of hierarchy in that sense, so that's really nice. Oh, don't hesitate. It is a lot of fun, and we do have a lot of fun. Yeah, just give it a try, definitely. You don't know until you've tried.